Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Easy English StoryLab. Today we will practice English with an A1 to A2 level story. Listen carefully. Pause the video. Repeat after me. Copy the pronunciation, rhythm, and emotion. This is the shadowing technique. Now, let's begin. My name is Anna. I am 22 years old. I live in a small town with my mother. Our town is quiet and simple. There are small houses, a school, a park, and one small supermarket. There are no tall buildings. There are no big roads. Life is slow here. Every morning I wake up at 7. I help my mother in the kitchen. Then I go to work at a small bookstore. I like books, but sometimes I feel bored. Every day looks the same. I see the same streets, I see the same faces. Nothing new happens. Sometimes I stand near my window and think about the big city. I imagine tall buildings, bright lights, and many people. I imagine music, shops, and new experiences. But I have never gone there alone. One Saturday morning, my phone rang. It was my best friend Lily. "Anna," she said, "let's go to the city today." I sat up in my bed. "The city?" I asked. "Today?" "Yes," she said happily. "There is a music festival. There are food trucks and street shows. It will be fun." I felt excited but also nervous. "The city is big," I said. "I have never been there without my family." "That's why we should go," Lily said. "We are not children anymore. We can travel. We can explore." Explore. I liked that word. I looked around my small room. The same walls, the same desk, the same small mirror. Maybe I needed something new. "Okay," I said slowly. "Let's go." Lily laughed loudly. "Meet me at the train station in 1 hour," she said. I quickly got out of bed. I chose my blue jeans and a white sweater. I packed a small bag. I took my phone, my wallet, a bottle of water, and a sandwich. My mother looked at me. "Where are you going?" she asked. "To the city with Lily," I said. She looked surprised. "The city," she repeated. "Yes, just for 1 day." She smiled softly. "You are growing up," she said. "Be careful. Stay together, and call me when you arrive." "I will," I promised. At the train station, Lily was already waiting for me. She was wearing a bright red jacket. She looked very happy. "I can't believe we are doing this," she said. "Me too," I answered. We bought our tickets and got on the train. I sat near the window. The train moved slowly at first, then faster. I watched the fields outside. Green grass, small houses, trees. After some time, the view started to change. I saw factories. I saw big roads. I saw many cars. Then I saw tall buildings in the distance. "That's the city," Lily said quietly. My heart started beating faster. When the train stopped, many people got off. The station was big and noisy. There were announcements on loudspeakers. There were signs everywhere. "Stay close," Lily said. "I will," I replied. We walked outside the station. I looked around slowly. The buildings were very tall. The streets were full of cars and buses. People were walking very fast. Some people were talking on their phones. Some were drinking coffee. Some were laughing. Everything felt alive. "This is amazing," Lily said. "Yes," I whispered. But I also felt a little scared. "What if we get lost?" I asked. "We have a map on our phones," Lily said. "Don't worry." We decided to go to the music festival first. It was in a big park near the center of the city. As we walked, I saw many interesting things. A man was playing the guitar near the street. A woman was painting pictures. A group of young people were dancing. I smiled. "This is so different from our town," I said. "Yes," Lily said. "This is real life." Suddenly, Lily stopped walking. "Anna," she said slowly, "where is my phone?" I looked at her. What? My phone, she said. It was in my hand. She checked her pockets. She looked in her bag. Her face turned pale. I can't find it, she said. My heart dropped. Maybe it's in your jacket, I said. It's not, she whispered. We looked at each other. The city was big, very big, and we did not know anyone here. Maybe you left it on the train, I said. Maybe, she answered. For a moment we did not speak. The city did not feel exciting anymore. It felt huge and a little dangerous. This was my idea, Lily said quietly. I'm sorry. It's okay, I said. We will find a solution. But inside, I felt nervous. Our adventure had just started, and something told me this day would change more than we expected. Lily looked very worried. She touched her bag again and again. It's not here, she said softly. Okay, I said, don't panic, let's think. We moved away from the busy street and stood near a small cafe. When did you use your phone last? I asked. On the train, Lily answered. I took a photo of the city from the window. Maybe it fell under the seat, I said. Maybe, she repeated. The train station was behind us. It was big and noisy, but maybe we still had time. Let's go back to the station, I said. We walked fast. The city did not look beautiful now. It looked confusing. Cars were loud, people were pushing. I held my bag tightly. When we arrived at the station, we went to the information desk. Excuse me, Lily said. I think I left my phone on the train. The woman at the desk looked at her. What train? She asked. Lily told her the time and the direction. You can check at the lost and found office, the woman said. It's on the second floor. Thank you, we said together. We went upstairs. My heart was beating fast. I wanted this problem to end quickly. At the lost and found office, a man with glasses was sitting behind a desk. Hello, he said calmly. My friend lost her phone, I explained. What does it look like? He asked. It's black, Lily said, and there's a small sticker with a yellow star on the back. The man looked at a box near him. He searched slowly. My hands felt cold. Finally, he stopped. Is this yours? He asked. He showed us a black phone. There was a small yellow star on the back. Yes, Lily said loudly. That's mine. She almost started crying. Thank you so much, she said. The man smiled. You're lucky, he said. Someone gave it to the train staff. Lily took the phone and held it tightly. Thank you, she repeated. When we left the office, she looked at me. I feel so stupid, she said. It's okay, I answered. You found it. That's important. We both laughed a little. Let's enjoy the day now, Lily said. Yes, I agreed. No more problems. We walked out of the station again. This time, the city looked bright and exciting again. We followed the map on Lily's phone and walked to the big park. We could already hear music in the distance. When we arrived, I stopped walking. There were so many people. There were colorful lights. There were food trucks selling burgers, pizza, and ice cream. There was a big stage with musicians playing live music. This is amazing, Lily said. I smiled. I'm glad we came, I said. We bought lemonade and stood near the stage. The music was loud but happy. People were dancing, some were singing. I felt free. For the first time, I did not feel bored with my life. I did not think about my small town. I did not think about work. I just lived in the moment. After some time, Lily said, Let's walk around. We walked through the park. We saw artists drawing portraits. We saw children playing games. We saw a man making big soap bubbles. Everything felt magical. Then Lily stopped again. Anna, she said slowly. My heart jumped. What now? I asked. I don't see the stage, she said. I turned around. She was right. The big stage was not behind us anymore. We were in another part of the park. There were trees everywhere. There were many small paths. Did we walk too far? I asked. Maybe, Lily said. We looked at the map. The blue dot on the screen was moving slowly. We are on the other side of the park, Lily said. The park was huge, and now the sun was starting to go down. It's okay, I said. We just need to find the main road. We walked for 10 minutes, then 15. The music became quieter. The lights were not as bright. I started to feel nervous again. Are we lost? Lily asked. Maybe a little, I said honestly. We stopped near a small lake inside the park. The water was dark. The sky was orange and pink. It's beautiful, Lily said softly. Yes, I said. Even though we were a little lost, I felt something new. I felt brave. We were in a big city. We had problems. We lost a phone. We almost lost our way, but we were still here, together. I think we can find the exit, I said. Lily smiled at me. You're stronger than you think, she said. I looked at her. Maybe this trip was not just about the city. Maybe it was about growing up. But at that moment, we heard something behind us. Footsteps, slow, close. And suddenly, the park did not feel peaceful anymore. We heard footsteps behind us. Lily held my arm. Anna, she whispered. I turned slowly. A young man was walking toward us. He was wearing a dark jacket and a cap. He did not look angry, but he looked serious. Excuse me, he said. My heart was beating fast. Yes? I answered carefully. You drop this, he said. He showed us something in his hand. It was a small bracelet. Lily touched her wrist. My bracelet, she said. I thought I lost it. The man smiled a little. I saw it fall near the path, he said. I tried to call you, but you were walking fast. Relief filled my chest. Thank you, Lily said quickly. We were scared. He laughed softly. I'm not dangerous, he said. You just looked lost. We looked at each other and laughed nervously. Yes, I said. We are a little lost. The main exit is that way, he said, and pointed to the left. If you walk straight for 5 minutes, you will see the big road. Thank you so much, I said. You're welcome, he answered. He walked away slowly. For a few seconds, we stood there quietly. I feel silly, Lily said. Me too, I said. We thought something bad was happening. The sky was darker now. The lights in the park were turning on. Let's go, I said. We walked in the direction the man showed us. After a few minutes, we saw bright lights and heard loud music again. There, Lily said happily. Soon we were back near the main entrance of the park. The big stage was shining with colorful lights. People were dancing and smiling. I felt safe again. I think today taught us something, Lily said. Yes, I answered. The city is big, but not everything is scary. We decided to sit on a bench near the entrance. We bought ice cream and watched people walk by. I almost wanted to go home after I lost my phone, Lily said. I almost wanted to go home when we got lost, I replied. But we didn't, she said. No, I smiled. We didn't. After some time, the music became slower. The festival was ending. We should go to the train station, I said. Yes, Lily agreed. This time we followed the map carefully. We stayed close together. We checked our bags and pockets again and again. When we arrived at the station, I felt proud. We bought our tickets and waited for the train. The station was still busy, but I was not scared anymore. I felt different. stronger. When the train arrived, we sat by the window again. The city lights looked beautiful at night. Tall buildings were shining. Cars looked like small moving stars. I don't want to forget this day, Lily said softly. I won't, I answered. The train started moving. Slowly, the tall buildings disappeared. The roads became smaller. The lights became fewer. After some time, we saw green fields again. Our small town was waiting for us. When we arrived, my mother was already at home. How was the city? She asked. It was amazing, I said. And a little scary, Lily added. We all laughed. In my room that night, I thought about everything that happened. We lost a phone. We got lost in a big park. We felt scared, but we also felt brave. We solved our problems. We asked for help. We trusted people. The city was big and loud, but it was also kind. Before sleeping, I sent Lily a message. Let's go to the city again one day, she replied quickly. Yes, but next time we will be smarter. I smiled. That day changed something inside me. I still loved my small town. But now I knew something important. I was not afraid of the world anymore. The world was big, and I was ready to explore it. Great job! You finished today's A1 to A2 level story. Now it's your turn to practice. Play the video again. Pause after each sentence. Repeat out loud. Copy the pronunciation, rhythm, and emotion. This is the shadowing technique. It helps you speak English more clearly and confidently. Have you ever visited a big city for the first time? Write your answer in the comments. If you enjoyed this story, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend who is learning English. See you in the next story.